So in today's session, we are going to discuss the programming practice assessments for week 4. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So first we'll solve the programming assessments, practice programming assessments for week 4, and then we'll come to the practice assignment. So the first question, write a program that accepts an integer n and print the factorial of n. So how to find the factorial of n? So n factorial, the formula is so for the n factorial, the formula is n factorial equal to, we can say 1 into 2 into 3 into etc. up to n. You need to multiply the numbers 1 into 2 into 3 into etc. up to n to get the n factorial value. Say for example, if you want to find the 5 factorial, so 5 factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So which is equal to
120.
120. Okay. So when you observe here the similarity, so we need to have a one counter which will vary its value from 1 to n. You need to have a one counter. So let it be I. So I value should vary from 1 to 10, 1 to n. Okay. Each time you multiply the I value with the factorial. Say let us, we know that 0 factorial value is 1. So and here we are using the formula is using multiplication. The multiplicative identity is 1. So we need to initialize your factorial with 1. Okay. So every time when you enter into the loop, so multiply your f value by f star I. So initially I value will be 1. So it will 1 into 1 will be 1. So when I becomes 2, 1 into 2, 2. When I becomes 3, already we have 2 here. So 2 into 3, 6. And then 6 into 4, 24. And 24 into 5. 120. So when I value becomes n, this will stop. By that time, your f will contain 120. So that is the logic that we follow. So we'll try to implement that in the code. So the first statement that we write is hash include stdio.h int main. Okay. So we require the variables. So let us define f is the factorial, initialize its value to 1, and I is a loop variable, and n is the number for which you want to find the factorial. So the sample input is saying that you need to read the n value. So scanf So because we declared the n here, the n value, given n value is an integer. So you can read an integer. So for reading an integer, the control string is %d %n. So you are reading some value, integer value into a variable n. So that will give whatever the input that is given, that will be read, and that value will be stored in n. Okay. Now what we need to do? We need to put a loop which will execute for n times. So we can use either a for loop or a while loop or a do while loop, whichever loop you can use. So here I am using a for loop. Okay. So I value, initially I value is 1, and we need to execute till I less than or equal to n I plus plus. Each time increase the I value by 1 and multiply your f with f star I. Okay. So by the time it comes out of this loop, when this loop execution is completed, your factorial is in f. So display the f value. Printf. And here when you observe the output, so no message is there, just simply an output value, the f value it is going to display. So percentage d, f value you display. Okay. Return 0. Okay. So let us see how this gets executed. Okay. So we have taken 3 variables initially. I value or n value, and the condition we are checking is I less than or equal to n and f value. So output is your f. So initially I value is 1 and n value initially. So let us take the read the n value as 5, because in the sample example we are given 5. So you take the initial n value as 5. The readed value is 5. And so it will check 1 less than or equal to 5. So this condition checking, see here. First it will initialize, for statement how it gets executed. First it initialize this value I with 1. So we have initialized it here I value with 1. So we have initialized the I value with 1, and we are checking the condition. So as long as this condition is true, it will execute this loop statement. As long as that condition is true, it will execute that loop statement. So it will initially the f value, initially it is 1. So it will now multiply, because this condition is true. So it is not the initial state. So this is the first iteration. First iteration. So f value is, f is equal to, it will multiply 1 into 1. So which is equal to 1. So then, so here f value will be calculated, and then it will go and increment this value, increment or decrement this value. So I value will become now 2. So I value will become now 2. Now n value is 5. So 2 less than or equal to 5 is also true. So if it is true, it will calculate the f value. So f is equal to, already you have 1 in f, that is multiplied by, now I value is 2. So 1 into 2 will be 2. Okay. So then it will calculate the f value as 2, and again it will increment the value of I. So when you increment the value of I, so the I will become 3. So n value is 5. So 3 less than or equal to 5. So which is also true. So it will calculate the f value as 2 into, now I value is 3. So which will become 6. Okay. Then I gets incremented 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. It will check the condition. So which is also true. So again it will calculate the f value as 6 into 4, which is equal to 24. Now again I will become incremented. So I will become 5, and n value is 5. So 5 less than or equal to 5 is also true. 5 is equal to 5, so it is true. So again, it will execute the f value, recalculate the f value. So 24 into 5, which is equal to 120. Now I will become 6. So when we check the condition, 6 less than or equal to 5 is false. So this condition will become false. So it will come out of this loop. This for loop will end. And then it will come to this print statement. So it will print the value of f, which is 120. Okay. So 5 times it will iterate. And when it becomes 6, it will come out of the loop.
But ma'am, if I want to print I value, then it will print 6 or 5.
Yeah, 6 only. I value will be 6 only. So because I gets incremented, after that it will check the condition. So it will fail. So by the time it check the condition, I value will be 6. So if you print the I value after coming out of the loop, it will be 6.
Okay.
Okay. So run the program. So all the test cases were passed. Okay. Submit the solution. So all the private test cases are also passed. Okay. Any doubt in this?
Ma'am, why do you initialize f equal to 1?
Yeah. So here see, when you are using a same variable on both sides of equal to, so that means here I need to substitute some value for f. So f must be initialized. Whenever you are using some variable on both sides of equal to, definitely that variable must be initialized with some value. So which value I need to initialize is here which operation it is participating? Multiplication operation. So if you multiply something with 0, that will become 0. So but always the multiplicative identity is 1. So we can think it of f equal to 1 initially. Or another way, so for what purpose we are using f here? F is a factorial. We are using f to calculate the factorial value. When n value is 0, initially, if it is 0, 0 factorial value is equal to 1. So in that way also, we can think of f as 1. Okay. So whenever you are using some variable on both sides of equal to, you have to initialize it. Okay. Generally, initialization means we will initialize it either with 0 or 1 or something. So here we are using a multiplication operation. F is used in multiplication operation. If you initialize it with 0, so everything will be 0. 0 into anything is 0. So you won't get the logic. So our logic, it should be like this. 1, first time it should multiply with 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. Like that, it should be multiplied each time with the. So when you are multiplying, first time when you multiply, it should be 1. Second time when you multiply, it should be 2. Next time 2 into next 3 value. Then 6 into 4. So previous multiplicated value into the next digit. So it should be like that. Okay. So that if you initialize it with 1 only, you will get your result. Because so in that way you can think of f as 1 initially.
And one more doubt, like you didn't put curly braces after for loop, but
Yeah.
in the previous class, you told us
See, when you want to execute only a single statement after a if or a for or any control statement, then you need not require to put these curly brackets. Okay. So whereas if you have a multiple statements that are to be executed, for this particular loop, then those statements must be put it in a curly bracket. So if you put a curly bracket, no problem, even for a single statement also, but not necessary. Okay, because this is the only statement that is going to be executed when this for this for loop. So when there is only a single statement that is to be executed when the control statement is true, then curly bracket is not compulsory. When you have a multiple statements to be executed, then this is must. This open and closed curly brackets is must. Even for single statement also you can use it. No problem. Any other doubts? Okay. So can I go to the next problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, when we denote percentage D, it means it is integer, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, but we have already defined int something variable like ABC. It means it is integer only. Then why we have to take percentage D?
I didn't get you. Wait. Yes. Now tell me. We have
Ma'am,
declared
here,
your variables as integers.
yes.
Yeah. When
Variables are integer only, right?
yes, you are reading the n value.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, while reading the n value, the syntax is which variable you are reading. Based on the data type of that variable, you have to provide the control string. Okay. So what is the data type of this variable? It is an
integer.
So for integer, the control string is percentage D.
Is it necessary always?
Yes,
Because
it is necessary. The syntax is you need to provide a control string here. The control string will always based on the data type of the variable that you are reading.
okay, ma'am, this is for only C language, right?
Yeah, this is only for C language.
Okay.
Ma'am, why we use that F, not a %f in a printf?
Percentage F. See, while reading the scanf, ampersand is must. That is the syntax. Whereas while printing the variable value, you should not have ampersand symbol. That is the syntax of printf statement.
Ma'am, actually, I am comparing it to C++. In
Yeah,
C++,
in C++, we use cin and cout. Cin is for reading there you need not specify the control string. Just
yes,
variable name is enough.
yes,
But
ma'am.
this is the syntax we need to use in C language.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So the next question, write a program to check if the given year is a leap year or not. Accept the integer value of y as input and print y is a leap year if y is a leap year. Otherwise, print y is not a leap year. Okay. So you need to read an year value as input. And if it is a leap year, you have to print that year value is a leap year. Otherwise, you have to print that it is not a leap year. So how will you identify that the given year is a leap year or not? Is
Divide by 4 or not?
Not only divided by 4. Okay. So first we need to check whether it is a century or not. Yeah, switch off mic, ma. Switch off your mic. So first we need to check whether the y value is it a century or not. The given year is a century. Century means the year which is divided by 100 is called the century. Okay. So something like 2000 year is a century. Say 1900 is a century. Okay. So if it is a century year, it must be divided by 400 to become a leap year. Okay, so the year must be divided by 400 to become a leap year. So 2000 is divided by 400, so 2000 is a leap year. Whereas 1900, it doesn't divide by 400, so 1900 is not a leap year. It is not the leap year. So this is leap year. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So first we need to check whether the given year is a leap year, century or not. If it is a century, it should be divided by 400 to become a leap year. Suppose if it is not a century, then we need to check whether the y is divided by 4 or not. If it is divided by 4, then yes, it is a leap year. If it is not divided by 4, then no. So this is the logic. Okay. So first we need to check whether it is a century or not. If it is a century, then we need to check whether it is divided by 400 or not. If it is divided by 400, century as well as 400, then you say that it is a leap year. Suppose if it is a century and not divided by 400, then it will not be a leap year. So this is a century and leap year. So this is a century but not divided by 400. So it is not a leap year. Okay. So whereas we'll take another examples which are not centuries. Say 2024. 2024 is not a century, but it will be divided by 4. Okay.
Yes.
So it will be divided by 4. So it is a leap year. So it is a leap year. Whereas 2025, it is also not a century, but it will not be, sorry, it is divided by 4. So it is a century. Whereas 2025, it will not be divided by 4. So not. It is not a leap year. Okay. So we need to check first condition that, so inside one condition, you need to check another condition. Okay. So that we'll write it here. Logic. Hash include stdio.h. Int main. So we'll declare the variables. Let y be the year value. So that is the input that is required. So whereas the other thing is message only. So it doesn't require any other variables. So we will check first the we will read the value of y. So for reading we use scanf statement, and you are going to read an integer value. So the control string will be %d. So I am reading the y value. Sorry. So y is an year. So year value I am reading. Okay. So read the y value and now check whether y mod 100, you can say equal to 0. So equal to z, if you can check it like this, or I'll first I'll show the easy process, then I will convert into a different logic. Okay. So if y mod 100 equal to 0 means y is a century. The meaning of this statement is y is a year is a century. When I divide with 100, remainder 0 means y is a century. So if it is a century, to become a leap year, I need to test whether y is divided by 400 or not. Okay. If it is equal to 0, when I divide y by 400, if I get a remainder 0, then I say printf, see here, y is leap year. Yeah, I to print y is leap year. So here I need to get the value of y. So percentage D, percentage D, I need to get the value, I need to print the value of the year, and then is leap year, is leap year. Else means this is the, if this condition fails, then it will come to the else statement. Okay, then what I need to do, I need to printf percentage D is
Not a leap year.
is not a leap year. Okay, so this is over. When it is a century, we have said what to do. Okay, maybe it is not a century, so this else will belong. So if this is true, I need to execute more than one statement. So that why I have kept all these statements inside the curly brackets. Okay, because multiple statements are to be executed if this condition is true. Else, that means this else is for this condition. If it is not a century, then it will come to this. Okay, so again what I need to do, I need to repeat these statements. Okay, so if it is divided by 4, it is a leap year, otherwise it is not a leap year. Instead of 400, now this time I have checked with 4 whether it is divided by 4 or not. If it is divided by 4, I am displaying it is a leap year, otherwise it is not a leap year. So this is the else part. Even under else part also I need to execute more than one statement. So I kept that else part also in the block, beginning and ending block. Okay, so see this. So this if closing, this is else closing. So the our logic is over. So return 0, and this is the closing of the main function. Okay, so that is the closing of the
Ma'am,
main.
you didn't put the variable y after printf statements.
Yeah, good. So display the y value.
Ma'am, if it is divided by 400 as well as 4.
So it is divided by 404 means it is a century. So this case is enough. Something is divided by 400 means definitely it will be divided by 4. So if it is divided by 4 and 400 means that it is a century. So this case is enough. Okay. So test run. Some test case is failed. Let us check. The case 2. Case 4 also failed.
It's failed because of A, ma'am. You didn't put A.
Yeah.
400 is a leap year. You put 400 is leap year.
Okay, okay. Message is wrong. Is A. Is it that? That's true.
Ma'am, in the second else statement as well for y modulus 4.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah, all the test cases were passed. So the message should be how he has given the same it should be. Okay. So you can check out in the public.
if we give a wrong printf statement, if we did a mistake, like you did not given the A, then our program is also get error.
Yes, you'll get no. See, if you put something in quotes, that doesn't raise
Okay.
any error. While compiling, it will not raise any error. While running, you will get the wrong answer. Okay. Whereas because you can put anything, any message in the quotes, so
Yes.
that doesn't raise an error. Whereas when you run, your output is not matching with the given value. So there it will raise an error.
Okay. Because in expected output there is a given is
Yeah.
not a leap year,
Yeah.
or it is a leap year. That's the,
Yes,
okay.
yes. So you have to check the expected your output with actual output with expected output. If it is not matching, you can change the message.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Got it.
So most probably you will have the both the test cases here itself. Okay. See here it is
Yes.
not a leap year is given.
Not a leap year.
Even for our case, another input will also be given. One is a leap year, another is a not leap year, or in the message
Yes.
they will specify. See here he has
Okay.
specified Y is a leap year. So, but I forgot to put it. You have to print it like this.
Okay.
Y is a leap year.
Leap year, yes.
Yeah.
And ma'am, we give there were so many functions like curly braces.
Yeah. Because multiple
many times.
statements are to be executed here. So that's why
Okay.
I kept it in a curly bracket. See here.
Okay.
If this condition is true, I need to execute all these. More than one statement
Okay.
is there. So that's why we kept all these statements in the curly bracket.
Curly braces.
Previously, if the condition is true, we need to execute only one statement. In that case, it is no. See here itself. If this condition is true, this is the only statement that is to be executed. So that's why I didn't put it in the curly bracket. Okay. If this condition is false, this is the only statement that is to be executed. So that's why I didn't put it in the curly bracket. Even you can use curly brackets here. Okay. Even for single statement also.
Ma'am, can you just tell me when to use comma and when to use underscore?
When you are using a variable name, multiple word variable name, say something like suppose say something, I want to calculate a total salary or total amount like that. So total is one word and amount is one word. I cannot use something like space here, because if I use space, it will take it as a two variables. Okay. So in that case, we combine. So when your variable contains multiple words, if you think, okay, then you combine those two words with underscore. So it is a user defined. It is a user defined variable name. So while forming the variable names only, we use underscore. Whereas a comma means when you are defining more than one variable. Say in the previous case, I is one variable, F is another variable. So like multiple variables, multiple values you are defining. In that case, those values are to be separated by comma.
Okay, ma'am.
And ma'am, if we give the space between the modulo and 400 and y,
no problem.
What?
No problem.
Okay.
And ma'am, like use written that printf equals printf curly bracket percentage d is a leap year. Then you close the brackets and use comma.
Yeah. So
There
this is the syntax. You have to know the syntax of the printf statement. Syntax of the printf statement is like this.
This
printf,
is mandatory, na ma'am?
Yeah, mandatory. So
okay.
In the control string and the message are to be put it in the quotes. After that, comma separated by variable names. Variable
Okay,
names
ma'am.
that you want. So this is the syntax.
Okay.
You can't change. So
Okay, ma'am.
this is the message. The message I kept it in quotes. After that, comma. And in the message, if you have any control string, that control string variable value that you want to print. So that variable you have to mention after that. That is the
Okay.
syntax.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So any doubt in this logic? Okay. So I'll tell some more logic in this. So this program is correct. So I can even write it like this. If y mod 100, that means the meaning of this is, if y mod 100 means I am expecting a non-zero value here. Non-zero value here. And then this must be true. If true, I am checking if true. True means, so when I divide y with 100, I should get some non-zero value. So what is the meaning of that? I am getting a non-zero value means
Means it is
it is
divisible
not
by
a
100.
century. It is not a century. The meaning of this is, if I write it like this, I didn't put it double equal to 0. Okay. So I kept it like this. The meaning of this is same as putting equal to something like it is not 0, not equal to, saying that not equal to 0. Okay. So if I put it like this, I am expecting some non-zero value here. When I'll get non-zero value, if it is not divided by 100, then I'll get the non-zero value. If it is not divided by 100 means it is not a century. So then this code we need to write it here, and this code we need to write it here. Okay. So you can even check in the logics that are given in your bits, something like this. They won't use double equal to. So they will simply give it like this. The meaning of that is you will get a non-zero value here. Okay, true value. You will get a true value here. True means any non-zero value is treated as true. 0 is treated as false. Okay. That you will get it in the logic. Another logic also I will show you there.
We can use ternary operator also, no, ma'am?
Yeah, ternary operator also we can use here. Simple if can be replaced by ternary operator. Okay, so we'll go to the next program. So consider the piecewise function given below. So we are going to calculate the f of x value. So f of x value can be x plus 2 if x value lies between 0 to 10.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I know that int main is necessary, but why it is necessary, I didn't know that.
C program execution will always start and end with the main function. Main function is a compulsory function that is to be executed when C program is running.
Okay.
Okay, so your program execution, it always begins and ends with the main.
If there is multiple statement, then also we have to
when you
include...
have a multiple functions also, must and should you have to write the main, and your program will start from main only. From there you need to call the other functions.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So consider a piecewise function given below. So you are calculating the f of x value. So f of x value is equal to x plus 2 if x value is less than 0, between 0 to 9. Less than 10 means 9. Okay. So greater than 0 and less than 10. So if the x value is between 1 to 9, its value is x plus 2. When x value is 10 or more than 10, 10 or more than 10, then its value will be, f of x value will be x square plus 2. Otherwise 0, that means if x value is 0 or x value is negative, then the function value is 0. Okay, so that is given to you. Write a program that accepts the float value of x as input and print the float value of f of x as output with 2 decimal places. note that both the input and output are real numbers. Your code should reflect this aspect. Okay. So you ask to take your variables as float values, your input and output. Okay. So hash include stdio.h int main. Okay. So what is our input here? X. X is our input. So it is given that X is a float value. And f of x, fx or f of x or f, whatever it may be, it is your wish to define your output variable. I am defining it as fx. Okay, which is also a float value. F of x is also a float value. It is given in the program. So x and f of x. So first, what is the sample input saying that you need to read the x value. So
Scanf.
scanf.
Yes. Scanf.
And
Percentage.
you are reading
Percentage
so you are reading the x value where x is a float. So for float, the control string is percentage f.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So read the input and you need to check whether the input is between 0 and 10. Okay. So if x, you can check it in two ways: x less than 0 and
Ma'am, x has to be greater than 0.
Yeah, sorry. So x greater than 0 and x less than 10. So you are checking two conditions here. X value must be greater than 0 is one condition. Another condition is x value is less than 10. So you need to put both the conditions must be true. You are saying that both the conditions must be true. So then you need to combine those conditions with and. Okay. So then what is the fx value? Fx equal to x plus
2.
2.
Plus 2.
Okay. Else means if this condition fails, then we'll check if x greater than or equal to 10. Is the x greater than or equal to 10? We are checking.
Yes.
If that is true, x
Ma'am,
is
semicolon.
Control statement doesn't have a semicolon. On other statements, so if is a control statement, else is a control statements. Control statement doesn't end with a semicolon.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So x into x plus 2. X square plus 2 means x into x plus 2. Okay. So else means this also failed. So x value is not between 0 to 10 and x value is not greater than 10. That means it might be either a 0 or negative. So in that case, fx value is 0. Okay. So if if this condition fails, then it will come and check this condition. If this condition is also fails, then it will come to the otherwise case. So otherwise fx value is 0. Okay. So we have checked and assigned the corresponding value to your f of x. So now you display the f of x value up to 2 decimal places. Print f.
Print percentage f.
So if you use a percentage f and then print the fx value, by default it will print up to the 6 decimal. After decimal point 6 digits it will display. Okay. By default the percentage f will display up to 6 decimal points. Okay, but you are asked to display only up to 2 decimal places. So in that case, percentage point to 2f. The meaning of this is after the decimal point, you display only 2 digits. Suppose you want to display up to 4 digits. You have to specify 4 here. You want to display up to 3 digits. Then you need to specify 3 here. So now we are asked to display up to 2 decimal places. So 0.2f. 0.2 means after decimal point, how many digits you want to display. That value you need to specify. Okay. So then return 0. Okay. So our task is over. So test run this. So all the test cases were passed. Public test cases were passed. So submit this. So even private test cases were also passed. Okay.
Ma'am, in one of the week 3 graded assignment,
Yeah.
in hashtag include stdio.h, we also put hashtag include math.something.
Math.h. So if you are using any mathematical function here, something like square root or sine value, cosine value, some built-in function, mathematical function if you are using in your program, so that built-in function is defined in that header file. So we will include that header file also, because every program is including this, because every program will have an input and output. For input, we are using a scanf function. For output, we are using a printf function. These functions are not defined by us. So the definitions of these functions are available in this header file. stdio.h, standard input output header file.
Ma'am,
So that's
that
why
means
we are including this in the every program. Whereas math.h means mathematical functions are defined in that. Suppose you want to find the square root of a given number. Okay, so in that case, we can use a function called sqrt. Sqrt is a function which is defined in math.h. So we need to include math.h also in your program. If it is necessary that you are using some built-in function in your program, the corresponding header file you need to include.
it means we have to learn this.
Yeah, you need to know which function is defined in which header file. Generally, in general, mathematical functions will be in math.h. String functions will be in string.h. Libraries, other library functions will be stdlib. So like that, you will be known till by the end of the course, you will be known which functions are there inside which header file. So we'll discuss at the time of functions. When the functions concept comes, we will specify which function is defined in which header file.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So any doubt in this logic? Okay. So then we go to the next program.
All clear, ma'am.
Okay. So let us carefully go through this. Even odd is a tech startup. Each employee at the startup is given an employee ID, which is a unique positive integer. On one warm Sunday evening, 5 employees of the company come together for a meeting and sit in a circular table. So these are the employees of a particular company. Every employee is having some ID, integer ID. The employee ID is an integer, positive integer, and which is unique, means 2 employees doesn't have the same employee ID. Okay, so these are the employees, 5 employees. So in a meeting, they have sit it like this in a circular manner. Okay, so the employees follows a strange convention. They will continue meeting only if the following condition is satisfied. Sum of the employee IDs of every pair of adjacent employees at the table must be an even number. Okay, so when you add the employee number of this employee and this employee, it should be even number. Same way, this employee and this employee, if you add the employee IDs of these two, that should be even number. So like that, every pair of employees which are adjacent to them, each. That means for E1, the adjacent are E2 and E5. For E5, adjacent are E1 and E4. For E4, adjacent is E5 and E3, like that. Okay. So if the sum of the two adjacent employees IDs is even, then only they will continue the meeting. Otherwise, they won't continue the meeting. Okay. So the sum of employee IDs of every pair of adjacent employees at the table must be an even number. They are so lazy that they won't move around to satisfy the above condition. So to satisfy that condition, they won't move. They will be fixed in these positions. Okay. If the current sitting plan doesn't satisfy the condition, the meeting will be cancelled. You are given an employee IDs of all the 5 employees. Your task is to decide if the meeting is happened or not. So write a program that accepts 5 integer inputs which represent employee IDs of E1, E2, etc., E5 respectively. The output will be a single line containing one of those 2 strings, yes or no. Okay. So this is the employee ID of E1, E2, E3, like that. So you need to read 5 integer values and you need to check whether the sum of the adjacent employees sum divided by 2 gives the remainder 0 or not. How will you check the given value is even or not? So you add both the employees IDs and then divide that with 2. If you get a remainder 0, that is even. Otherwise, it is odd. Okay. So
Okay,
if it is even, then you print yes. Otherwise, you print no. Okay. So that is the logic that you need to follow. So we need to check this condition. So this is the condition.
ma'am, let me tell the solution for this.
Yeah. Wait.
Ma'am, first we declare variables
Yes.
all the variables E1, E2, E3, E4, E5.
Yes.
Then we will scan them.
Yeah, all the employees E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 values we will scan.
Okay, and then we will make some of them, and then we will check whether it is divided by 2 or not.
Yes.
Here we can use else or if or also ternary operator. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we will print our required statement, and then we will close by return 0.
Yeah, that's all. So whereas the condition you need to check is for each and every employee pair must be even, not a single value. Okay. So for E1, who is the neighbor or the adjacent person? E2. So it should be E2 as well as E5. So E1 is to be added with E2 and check whether that sum is even or not, as well as E1 plus E5, check whether that sum is even or not. Okay. So I said if I write it only this, what happens? It will give a non-zero value. That means it is not even. So this value is not even. And this value is not even. And this value is not even. So if any one of this value is not even, then you say no. Otherwise, you say yes. Okay. So adjacent ones are E1, E2, E2, E3, E3, E4, E4, E5, and E5, E1. Okay. All the 5 pairs you need to check. If any one of these pairs is non-zero, that means they are not divided by 2, then you say no. If all are even, then only we say yes. Okay. So this is the logic.
Ma'am, instead of adding E1 and E2, can we also do it like E1 modulus 2 should be equal to E2 modulus 2 and then so on for all the adjacent values?
No. The sum
But I
of
tried that code and it results in all the tests pass.
Yeah, what did you done?
So I wrote if parenthesis, one more
Yeah.
parenthesis where I wrote E1 modulus 2 is equal to like double equals to E2
0.
modulus 2. And then I use the double and operator to check if the other statement is true as well. And then E2 modulus 2 is double equal to E3 modulus 2 and so on.
Might be, yeah, there is some theorem like Euler's theorem or something. Maybe modulus theorem is there, I think. E1 plus E2 mod 2 is equivalent to E1 mod 2 plus E2 mod 2. Maybe. If
Like
you
mod
have
2
a
will give if the answer of suppose E1 mod 2 gives us 0, then the answer is even. If the number is even, and if it gives 1, so it will be odd. So this logic.
Maybe you can use a different logics, but the thing is, so here specifically he has given that the sum of the adjacent employee IDs. So adjacent employees you take, and then sum of their employee IDs must be even. So I have taken the employee IDs sum, and I am checking whether that is even or not. Okay, you can use a different logic also, no problem. Okay, so test run this.
Ma'am, there is an error. We have to put, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me your
Ma'am, if in the state row 6, after E2 plus E3 modulus 2, we have to give double bar, right?
Yeah, double bar only. Double bar only. Maybe that single bar is also an operator. So that's why it has not given an error. But that will also work. Unlike
And can we not use the end operator like E1 plus E2 percentage 2 and like 2 ampersands and E2
so in
plus
that
E3
case you have to
percentage
say
2?
you have to say equal to 0. This I am checking non-zero value. So if any one fails, I am checking. If you want to put it under, you check the true case. E1 plus E2 mod 2 equal to 0 under. Okay. So if you are checking a positive case, you put under. So here I am checking a negative case. If any one is failed, if this sum is non-zero, or this sum is this sum is odd, this sum is odd value, I am checking. If you want to check even value, then you put and here. So if you can use it a statement like this. Okay, double equal to 0 and this double equal to 0 and double equal to 0, and in that case you put the reverse answers. Here you should put yes and here you should put no. Okay,
Yes,
so here I am checking a non-zero value, that fail case I am checking. Okay,
Now, why we use that parallel symbol?
R condition. So if this
okay,
sum is not an even value, or if this sum is not an even value, or so any pair of employees sum is not. So
Then-
any one to check, combine more than one condition with R means if any one fails, sorry, all fails only, it will be failed. If any one
Yes.
fails, it will be true.
If any one pass, then it will be true.
Yeah. If any one of that is passed, it will be true.
Yes.
Okay.
And if all fails, then false.
Then false.
So it is the or statement.
Yeah. So you can combine with and also, but in that case, you have to check the positive cases, not the negative cases.
Okay.
So the next program. Two integers are co-prime if the only common divisor between the two integers is 1. Write a program that accepts two positive integers as input in two different lines, print co-prime if the two integers are co-prime. Else print not co-prime. Assume that both integers are greater than 2. So you are given two integers. Let them be A and B. Okay. So what he is saying, if they have only a common divisor between them, okay, two integers are co-prime. If the only common divisor between the two is 1, that means you can say in a simple version, if the GCD of two numbers, if they don't have any common divisor, if
Yes,
they don't
ma'am.
have any common divisor, they are co-primes.
If
Otherwise,
GCD is 1.
okay, if the GCD value is 1, we can say those two are co-primes. Otherwise, not. So how to find the GCD of two numbers? The simple method I will tell you how to find the GCD of two numbers. Suppose A and B are in, say for example, we'll take one example and then check and then write the logic. Okay. Say for example, I have 6 and 8. Suppose I am taking 6 and 8. A value is 6 and B value is 8. So whichever, I am telling the logic, if A greater than B, whichever value is greater, from that you subtract the other and modify the greater value. So A equal to A minus B. So whichever is greater, you modify that value with that value subtracted from the other value. Okay. So among 6 and 8, which is greater? 8 is greater. So now you modify the 8 as 8 equal to 8 minus 6. Okay. So in this place, you have to write 8 minus 6, which is equal to 2 in the next step. Okay. So next step, this will be modified as 2. And this will be 6 only. This value will be 6 only. Now you have two numbers as one is 6, another is 2. So which is greater now? 6 is greater. So from the greater value, you subtract the lesser value. So this will become next step 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. Okay. So this will be 4. Now this will be 2 only. Again, which is greater? 4 is greater. So this will be modified as 4 minus, the other value is 2. So 4 minus 2, it will be 2. And this will be 2 only. So when both the values are same, when both the values of A and B are same, then you stop and that equal value will be the GCD. Okay. So if A greater than B, modify the A value as A minus B. Otherwise, else means you modify the B value as B minus A. Okay, modify the B value as B minus A. So how long we need to do like this? Repeat the same task while A not equal to B. Repeat the same task as long as A not equal to B. When A equal to B, stop and say either A or B is the GCD. So GCD equal to A. Okay. So this is the simple logic to find there are hundreds of logics are there. So this is the simple logic to find the GCD value. Okay. So among the two numbers, which number is greater? So you subtract the you modify that greater value by subtracting the other value. Okay. A equal to A minus B. Otherwise means this means that A equal to B or B is greater. Okay. So B is greater means you need to modify the B value as B minus A. So this task is to be repeated till A equal to B. So while A not equal to B, you do this. So when A equal to B, it will stop and then come out, and whatever value you have in your A or B will be the GCD. Okay. Any doubt in this?
Ma'am, first we start the greater number, smaller number is divided by greater number.
Yeah, you can use that logic also, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so this logic is the simple one, because additions and subtractions will take less time when compared to divisions and multiplications. Okay, so this is the simple logic. So whichever number is greater, that number you modify with the subtracting from the other.
What is the full form of GCD?
Greatest common divisor.
Okay.
Okay. So the same logic we will write it here. Hash include stdio.h int main. Okay. And you declare your variables. A, B are your inputs. Okay. And GCD value you can display either A or B, no problem. So why first we need to read our inputs, scanner. So when you are reading a multiple values, multiple control strings you need to be provided, and A, comma and B, because I am reading more than one value here, those two values are to be separated by comma, and here the first control string will specify the first variable control string, the second control string will specify the data type of the second variable that you are reading. Okay, so read both the values. After that I put a loop which will execute till A not equal to, when A equal to B it will stop, if A not equal to B it will run. Okay, so this, and by the time it comes out of this loop, you've calculated your GCD value, that is A or B, you can say. If that value is equal to 1, AB are co-primes, otherwise AB are not co-primes. Okay, so here you check if A equal to 1, printf co-prime. So you have to display co-prime. Co-prime. Otherwise display not co-prime. Else printf not n is capital
underscore
co prime. See here, not co-prime is given like this. So
Okay.
you have to use the same thing. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
we will check whether after test case we will know whether we have a hyphen or there, because here hyphen is given, that's why I have used hyphen. I think print co-prime. So this is what he is expecting. Here C is capital, co-prime.
For
Print.
ma'am not co-prime, we have to include underscore or
No.
space.
You can write anything in double quotes. Okay, that doesn't matter. This is like a message. How he has given in the output, the same thing you have to put it here. Okay, so not co-prime. So he has given like this. The same thing you copy and paste it here. Whatever you are writing in double quotes, that doesn't have a syntax. Okay.
Ma'am, it means in double quotes, it's a message only, right?
Yeah, it is a message only. If you want to print the value of the variable, wherever you want to print the value of the variable, you have to provide the control string there. Provide the control string there, and then after some quotation close, put a comma and write which variable value you are going to print there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
So all the test cases were passed. Submit. Okay. Any doubt in this logic? So this is the logic to find the GCD. Simple logic. There are other logics also, no problem. Okay. So this is the simple lab. Whichever is greater, from that you need to modify. So how you need to modify that value is subtract the smaller one from the greater one. Okay. So till how long you need to do like that is till both are equal. When both are equal, stop and check. If they are co-primes, then definitely that equal value will be 1. If they are not co-primes, some common divisor is there, you will be left out with that common divisor.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, in line number 14, you write
9
if
and
A
a
equal to
14.
1.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
take 9 and a 14.
No, no, ma'am. I am saying in line number 14 in that code, you wrote if A equal 1.
Yeah. That means I am checking whether the GCD, A is nothing but a GCD now. Once we come out of this loop, A is your GCD. Whether GCD value is equal to 1 or not, I am checking. Single equal to means it will assign the value 1 to A. Double equal to means when A is contain 1 or not, it will check.
But ma'am, it can be B. B equal 1.
It can be B also. It can be B also. Because both A and B are equal, then only it will come out. Okay. So it can be B also.
Okay.
Ma'am, is there any function in math that IO file?
Yeah, I think it is. There is a function also to find the GCD, but I have to find out. Okay. So mostly in C language, for string operations and for mathematical operations like math, square root, sine, cosine values, for that only we use functions. So for LCM and GCD, for all those, we use logic only. Okay. So there might be a function also. I have to find out. Okay. See, other languages like Python, Java and all, so they will definitely provide the function. Maybe you might be having in C or not. I have to find out. So let us go to the next problem. So you are developing a program for bank that calculates the compound interest earned on savings account. Okay. So write a C program that takes the principal amount, interest rate, annual percentage, the number of years and the number of times interest is compounded per year as input. Calculate the amount including interest after every year using a given formula for the compound interest. So this is the formula given to you to find the compound interest, where A is the final amount, P is the principal amount, R is the annual rate of interest in percent, T is the number of years, and N is the number of times interest is compounded per year. Okay, so these are the parameters. Print the final amount including interest as a double up to 2 decimal points after every year until the specified number of years. Input format, first line, the principal amount. So in the input, so this is the p-value given. The second line will be interest rate, R value, small r value. And the third will be the number of years. So this is the T value. And the fourth line will be the number of times interest is compounded, N value. So this is the N value. So you are given in this formula, you are given P value, R value, T value and N values are given to you. So you have to calculate the A value by just substituting in this formula. Okay, so and every year, see here, t is nothing but the total number of years. So you are asked to print the amount every year. So t value is 4. So 4 years. This is the amount after first year. This is the amount after second year. This is the amount after third year. This is the amount after fourth year. And while displaying the output, you are asked to display the output as a double. Double means long float. Okay, so and up to 2 decimal points. So that is given. Okay, use a double data type for variable to store the decimal value for consistency in the output. Suppose if you take a float, there might be some point differences will be there. So that's why, so to get the exact values, you are asked to declare all your variables as a double data type. Okay, so let us see the logic. So the first 4 given inputs, just I have read it and declare all the variables as a double. Principal, rate of interest, amount, and these are declared as a double, whereas the time, years and n value is how many times you are calculating the compound interest, that is n, which is also an integer. I is a loop variable, so which is also an integer. So whereas the principal, rate of interest, amount, and some intermediate calculations, if you done something that I think I is the interest I have taken, maybe I think I not used I, so we can remove that. So so these are double variables. So first line of the input given to you is the principal. So see, suppose in the same line, if you are given the inputs separated by space, then you can write it in a single scanf statement. You can read all these values in a single scanf statement. But here, how the input is given, they are given in a separate lines. Here, see, the inputs are given in a separate lines. So you have to write a scanf statement, one scanf statement to read this, another scanf statement to read this, another scanf statement to read this, another scanf statement to read this. Okay, so you have to write a 4 scanf statements. And first one readed is a principal. P value I am taking, and because P is a double is nothing but long float. So the control string will be ELF, long float. And R is also a long float. T is also, see, T is an integer, time, how many years is the T. So percentage D and T. And how many times you are calculating the compound interest, that is also an N, which is an integer. So I have read all the 4 variables, 4 inputs that are given to me. Okay, these are the 4 inputs that are given to me. So I've written a code to read those 4 inputs. So after that, what we are doing, every year you are calculating. So I put a loop which will execute for T times. How many years are there? Those many number of times I am repeating the loop. So each time what I am doing, just I am using this formula to calculate the amount. Okay. So just I am using this formula to calculate the amount. Okay. So P into whole power. Power is a function. See here. POW is a mathematical function which will, suppose you want to find out x power y. Suppose you want to find out x power y. So that you can do using a POW function, built-in function x comma y. That means it will find out x power y and return to you. It will, POW is a mathematical function which will find out x power y. So 2 parameters it will take. First parameter is the x and the power value is y. X power y it will return. So POW is a mathematical function which is defined in math.h header file. Math.h header file. So your program will include even math.h in the beginning. Okay, it will include math.h because we have used this power function. Okay, so what we need to calculate here, so this whole thing, P into 1 plus R by N. So this is 1 plus R by N value, this whole power N into T. So this is your Y, this whole thing is your X. Okay, so first I am calculating 1 plus R by, see, R value is given in percentage. So that I am, to convert that, what we do, we need to divide that by 100 to get the fractional value. Okay, R by 100 into N. So this is the X value, comma, N into, here the time means I value. First year means 1, second year means 2, third year means 3, fourth year means 4. So like that every year we will change this value. So that formula I gave, I have written to calculate the amount. Okay, so after calculating the amount, we are displaying it up to 2 decimal places. So to display it up to 2 decimal places, we use 0.2f. 2 and A value is a long float, so LF. Percentage 0.2 LF and display the A value. So these two will be calculated every year, and that value it will display for T times. Okay. So here dash include and math.h I have included because of this power function. So double, so read the input and I am calculating the A value for T years. Okay, and then display that value. So all the test cases were passed. So, any doubt? Just a formula. You have to substitute in that formula and you need to calculate the amount every year. So why I have used 100 here means R is given in percentage. To convert into fraction divided by 100. See, annual percentage is given.
Ma'am, could we also generalize R as before the for loop, like R equals to
Yeah,
R divided
before this itself, you can calculate R equal to R by 10, R by 100, and that R value you can substitute.
Okay.
So then go to the next program. So you're developing a program for a retail store that offers a discount based on the total purchase amount. Write a C program that takes the total purchase amount as input and print the final amount to pay after the discount given as follows. If the purchase amount is less than 200, then there is no discount. If the purchase amount is between 200 and 500, both inclusive, apply 10% discount. If the purchase amount is greater than 500, then apply 20% discount. Okay, so first input given is the total purchase amount, and the input is given in double data type. Okay, so the output will be final amount after discount is also a double. Up to 2 decimal places you need to display. Okay, so the final amount that you need to pay. See here, the total amount is 300. So if your amount is between 200 and 500, you will get 10% discount. So what is the 10% in 300? 30 rupees.
30.
So 300 minus 30 rupees, you need to pay only 270 rupees. Okay, so like that you need to calculate based on the total amount that you have purchased. If it is less than 200, the amount you need to pay is 200 only. Suppose if it is between 200 to 500, you need to less 10% of it. If it is more than 500, you less 20% of it. Okay. So hash include stdio.h init main. So you are asked to declare a double value because input is given in double and output is also displayed in double. So let us amount, total amount or T amount ordered. So that is your input. Amount is the input, and we'll take DIS as the discount, and we'll display sale amount, or see, I am taking total amount and this is the bill. I am taking this as a bill. Okay. So the input given is the total amount. Read the input. Scanf percentage LF long float and T amount, total amount. Okay. So now you check whether the total amount, purchase amount is less than 200. If T amount less than 200, so discount equal to 0. Okay. Else if T amount, else itself is saying that it is greater than or equal to 200. You need to check only less than 500. So this else itself is saying your amount is greater than 200. So that condition is already checked. Greater than or equal to 200 is already checked. You need to check only less than or equal to also, because it said both inclusive. If it is less than or equal to 500, then discount will be, how much discount you will get? T amount into 10% means 10 by 100. So that means 10 by 100 is 0.1. So discount amount equal to T amount into total amount into 10%. Else discount equal, that means else means greater than 500. This, when it will come to this case, if this case fails, so that means the meaning of this is greater than 500. Okay, you need not check it, that. Okay. So in that case, the amount discount equal to total amount into 20% discount. So 20 by 100, that means 0.2. Okay. So that is the discount value. So finally, we need to display the total amount that we need to pay. So the, that value you display it. Printf percentage 0.2 long float LF, 0.2 LF, comma, and you need to display T amount minus discount. Total amount minus discount value. That is the amount that you need to pay. That will be your bill. You can also write the statement like this. Okay. Bill equal to T amount minus discount. And you can say here you display the bill value. Or you can directly, without taking the variable bill, you can do it. Write the formula here itself. Return 0. Okay. So total amount we have read. If it is less than 200, discount is 0. Otherwise, if it is between 200 and 500, your discount will be 10%. So we are calculating that discount value, total amount into 0.1 will be the discount. And else, if it is more than 500, you are calculating the discount as 20%. And at the end, you are calculating the bill. Your bill is nothing but total amount minus discount. So bill value, you are displaying it. So what is the problem?
There is a correction in the header file.
Yeah, I think it is not properly closed. Okay. So all the test cases were passed. So submit. Any doubt in this? No. So all the problems were completed.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So now quickly we'll see the practice assessment also. So consider a code segment in C language given below. What will be the output? So now analyze this. Say if y equal to x less than z. Okay. So x less than 0. So that means 1 less than 0. 1 less than 0 is false. False means it will return 0. So this will say that this if condition will be y will be 0. So if this is 0, that means it will go to else part. 0 means false. So this if condition is false, so it will go to this else part. And here y equal to 0. Yes, y value is 0. So then it will assign z to 2. Okay, so it will assign z to 2 and this else part will not be executed. So if you print the y and z value, y value is 0, z value is 2. Consider the code segment given below. So I, j are assigned to 0, while I less than 5, j plus equal to plus I. So initially I value is 0, so 0 less than 5.
Yes.
Okay. So 0 less than 5. So that is true. So it will calculate j value as, so j equal to j plus I. So j value is 0, 0 plus, first it will increment and then substitute, because this is a pre-increment, it will increment and substitute. So I value will be 1 and that I value will be added to j. So j will be now 1. The j value will be 1. So now I less than 5. So I is also increased. So we will write what happened in each loop. This is the condition. And this is the I value. This is the j value. Okay. So initially, what is the I value? I value will be incremented and then substituted. J will become 1 now. Now 1 less than 5. 1 less than 5 it will check. And so that is true. So when it substitute, j will be 1 plus I value will be incremented and then substituted. 1 plus 2 will be 3. So now 2 less than 5, so which is true. 2 less than 5, which is true. I will be incremented and then substituted. So 3 plus 3, j value will be 3. Already it is 3. So 3 plus I value is 3 now. So 6 it will be. 3 less than 5. So it will be 4. and then 6 plus 4, it will be 10. 4 less than 5, which is true, and it will become 5. 10 plus 5, it will be 15, and then 5 less than 5 is false, it will come out. So by the time this while loop come out, the I value is 5, J value is 15.
Ma'am, can you explain where in this program where is written that we had to do that thing 5 times until gets 5?
I less than 5. While loop. While I less than 5.
While means this thing happens until 5 equals 5. Until
False. Until this condition is false.
it
When
false.
it falls, it will come out. If it is true, it will execute the statement.
Okay, ma'am.
Consider the code segment in C language given below. I, J, K values are 0, I less than 5, and these statements are to be executed, and print the I, J, K value. Same, I think. Okay. So instead of I, J, we will take K also. I, J, K. So let me copy the same thing. Okay. So condition I value, J value, K value. Initially all are 0. So if I less than J, so initially 0 less than 5, then J equal to same, J plus equal to a plus plus I means J equal to J plus, first I value gets incremented and that will be added to J, and K is given as K equal to K plus J. K plus J. So this will be 1. K value is initially 0. K plus J, J value is 1 already.
1.
Okay.
Yes.
I less than 2. And here it will be K value is 1. 1 plus 3, 4. Okay. So here already 4. 4 plus 6. So this will be 10. And K value will be 15 here. So here 15 plus 15, sorry, 10 plus 10, this will be 20, sorry. Wait. J plus K, 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 6, 10. 10 plus 10, 20. 20 plus 15, 35. Okay, by the time it comes out, when the condition fails, I value is 5, J value is 15, K value is 35. Consider the below code snippet in the C code. I value 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. So how many times this gets executed? 0 less than 5 once. Okay. So then I will be 1. 1 less than 5, 2. So how many times will the condition specified in the while loop will be checked? So 5 true cases, 1 false case. Now see. First it will check 0 less than 5. Next it will check
1 less than 5.
1 less than 5. Next it will check 2 less than 5.
2 less than 5.
Next 3 less than 5. Then 4 less than 5. Then it will check 5 less than 5. In this case it will fail. By how many times the condition is checked?
4.
6 times.
6 times.
Yeah.
Then how
We had to
6
consider with 0 to until get false.
False. 5 true cases, 1 failure case.
Okay, ma'am, we have to also include the failure case in this.
Yeah,
thing.
you have to include failure case also.
Oh.
After checking this only, it will come out. It will know that it is false.
Okay.
So, which of the following loop implementations will lead to creation of infinite loop in C language? So this will be an infinite loop because we have not specified the condition here. So it will execute forever. Okay. So this is a conditional loop. And this is also a conditional loop. So while one is also an infinite loop.
Ma'am, for means forever.
For without specifying initialization, condition checking, increment, decrement will be an infinite loop.
Then this third one
Okay.
should also be infinite, no?
So I is 0, I is 1. So 1 greater than 0 and I plus plus
Yeah,
2.
because it
2
will
greater
always
than,
be greater than
so,
0.
yeah, it will also be an infinite loop. Because always it is increasing. It is increasing. So always this condition is true. So this is also an infinite loop. So all these three are infinite loops. Whereas this will fail because I value is increasing. It will be 2, 3, 4. When it becomes 5, it will stop. So state true or false. A switch statement must have a default case to avoid compilation error. No need.
True.
If we doesn't use a default case also, it will run. It won't give any error.
Okay.
Ma'am, these things are not covered in theory part, like switch statement.
Without the switch statement, if conditional statements are if and switch. Loop statements are while, do while, and for.
Ma'am,
Summary class was happened no, on Monday. There it might have discussed. Have you attended the summary class?
no, ma'am.
Yeah. Monday class is a summary class. Not Monday, sorry, Tuesday. So Tuesday class is a summary class. There madam has discussed it. So consider the code segment given below. So ij values are 0. So initialization already we have done to 0. So there is no need of initialization. So I value less than 10, it will execute this time. I value is incremented by 1 and j is I plus
Equals
plus
to
I.
I plus.
So this will be executed at 10 times. Okay. So 0 less than 10 true. So it will increase the I value and j will be assigned to it. Again, it will increment here. So every time in the loop, I value is incremented twice. So now I value is 2. So 2 less than 10. So first time it will check the condition as 0 less than 10. First time it will check the condition as 0 less than 10. So now, what is the I value? What is the j value? We will see. I value, j value. Okay. So I value is 1 because here it is incrementing plus plus I. So that means I will become 1 and 1 is assigned to j. I will be 1 as well as j will be 1. So after executing this, it will go and increment this value I plus plus. So then I will become 2 now. 2 and then it will check the condition 2 less than 10. So which is true. Again I gets incremented. It will be 3 and 3 will be assigned to see it will be 3 and plus 3 plus 1. It will be become 4 and assigned to j. So now, sorry, it will be incremented to 3 and that 3 is assigned to j. That incremented value will be assigned to j. Now, again it gets incremented in the increment statement. It will become 4. 4 less than 10.
Yes.
Okay, true. So I will become 4 and 4 will be assigned to j. And then I will become 5. and it will check the condition as
I
5.
what the I plus plus do here in the bracket?
It will increment the value of I by
1.
1. Here it will become 4 and 4 will become 5 here, sorry, and this will become 5.
5.
Okay, then it will be 6 and it will check the condition 6 less than 10.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
Then
so it will become 7. 7 will be assigned to J and it will become 8, and 8 less than 10 it will check. So true. So it will become 9 and 9 will be assigned to J and it will become 10. 10 less than 10 will be failed. So it will come out of the loop. After coming out of the loop, I value is 10, J value is 9. I value is 10, J value is 9. Consider the C language given below. Okay, 10,000 I value is assigned. J equal to 1, I greater than 0, I equal to I by J, J equal to J star 10. Okay. Just you write a loop and then check it. That's all. So condition, what is I? So I value is you take, J value initially you take, condition you take, and how they are output, your output. Okay. So initially it is 10,000. J value is 1. Okay. Condition is 10,000 greater than 0.
0.
So which is true. So true means it will print the J and I values. The J value is 1 and I value is 10,000. Okay. Then I will be I equal to I by J. So 10,000 only, I will be 10,000 only, I equal to I by J, and J equal to J star 10. So next iteration, I value 10,000 only, J value is 10 now, and 10,000 greater than 0 is true. So it will display I value equal to I value J and I. So J value is 10, I value is 10,000.
We get J is equals to 10 when we get the 10% of the 10,000. 1% of 10,000.
Not 1%. J equal to J into 10. Initial J value is 1. 1 into 10 is 1. 10.
10.
1 into 10 is
Yes.
10.
Okay.
Okay, now the I value is I by J. I by J means 10,000 divided by 10 will be 1,000.
10. Yes.
So 10 into 10 will be 100. So 1,000 greater than 1,000 greater than 0. True. So it will display 100,000. Then I value will be I by J. 1,000 by 100 is 10. And J will be 1,000. And 100 greater than 0. True. So it will display 1,000, 10. Then I value is 10 by 1,000 is 0. J value will be 10,000. So 0 greater than 0 is false. It won't display anything. So by that time your output will be 1,000, 10, 10,000, 100,000. So this is your output. State true or false. An if statement must have an else block to avoid compilation error. Need not be. You can have a simple if also. So you can have a simple if or if else or nested if else like that. Consider the following code segment in C language. Okay, this is the statement given to you. X is calculating as plus A. So A will become, so initially we'll write the values. What are the final values also we'll write. A, B, C, X. So A value is 1, B value is -1, C value is 0 initially. Okay, X we need to calculate. Now, plus A means A will be 2 and plus B means -1 plus means it will become 0. This will become 1. All are pre-increment only, so it will become 1. Now, AND operation, the associativity will be left to right only. So 2 into, so if anything is 0, that means false, the AND condition will result false. So this will be false. A and B, this will be false. And false and true is also false. So the final result is false. False means X value will be 0. Okay. So the output will be A equal to 2, B equal to 0, C equal to 1 and X equal to 0. So this is the answer. A equal to 2, B equal to 0, C equal to 1 and X equal to 0. So this will be the answer. Any doubt in this? AND condition means when both the conditions are true only, then it will be true. So because B is 0, so 0 into AND operation with anything is 0. So the 0 means false. False and true is false. So false means it will return 0. X value will be 0. Next. Consider the following code segment in C language. A value is 2. A power A, XOR operator. This is called XOR operator. XOR. That means binary. You have to take the binary form and then perform the XOR operation. So what is 2 in binary format? So let us represent 2 as
1 0.
1 0. Okay. So 0 0
1 0.
1 0. So when XOR means when same different values, it will be 1. For the same values, it will be 0. So everything is 0. So X value will be 0. So this is 0. XOR operation. XOR operation means when both the digits are same, it will be 0. When both the digits are different, it will be 1. Here, both the digits are same. So all the digits are same. So it will be 0.
Ma'am, here you did a bitwise operation.
Yeah. XOR is a bitwise
And
operation.
if anything different, then we get 1.
Yeah, 1.
Okay.
Say suppose here you have a 1 and here you have 0, then you will get 1. Or if here
Yes.
you have a 0 and here you have 1, you will get 0. 1. Now, different
1,
values,
yes.
you will get 1. Same values, you will get 0.
0, yes.
Which of the following statements are true regarding flowchart? Flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm. Flowchart is a specific to programming language. No, it is not specific to any programming language. Flowchart is a diagrammatic way to represent step-by-step approach to solve the task. So
Yes,
algorithm
true.
is nothing but step-by-step approach to solve the task. So these two are true, not all above. Which of the following loops is preferred for computing factorial of a number? Both are correct, but the preferred one is for loop.
For loop. Yes.
Which of the following loop is preferred to find whether a number is a palindrome or not? Why?
And what is a palindrome? Palindrome.
Palindrome means reversing, like literal, madam, M-A-D-A-M. If you reverse it also, you should get the same value. Number means 1 to 1, something. If you reverse that number also, you should get the same value. 1,
Yes.
2, 3 to 1. So if you read it from the left hand side or right hand side, it should look like the same.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah. So like this is a palindrome. Whereas 1, 2,
Palindrome.
3, 4, 5 is not a palindrome. Or English words
Okay.
means madam. If you read it in any direction, it will be madam only.
Yes, ma'am.
Literal.
Yes. Yes.
So in this logic, what we do is we will take one by one value and compare. So in general, we use a for loop. Will be the easy preferred one. Whereas here, the factorial for loop is the preferred one, because it will multiply. The loop value is going to change one after another. That changed value only we are using the formula. So let us check how many are correct or not. 2 are wrong. We'll check. What are those 2? A value 2, B value 0, X value is 0. Both are same only, no? C value 1. So how much you got? The C value? Yeah. So the mistake I did is here, when B becomes 0, it won't calculate this value. That is a mistake I did. Okay. So here, see, when I say plus plus A and plus plus B, first it will perform this operation. Okay. So when you perform this operation, it has become 0 because B is 0. So this is false. In the AND condition, when the first condition is false, it won't check the second condition. That means this plus plus C will not be executed. So
Then if 2 AND operation 2, then it is a true condition.
when both are non-zero values, it will be true. So here we got A value as 2 and B value as 0. So 2
But
means,
if you go
2 means true, 0 means false. True and false is false. This part has become false. In the
it will
AND
not
condition,
execute the C.
second one is not executed, so it won't execute the C value. That's why, but because we are without checking that, we have incremented the C value, so that's why we write C value. So this is the correct one. Okay, so we'll see the other one which was failed.
Ma'am, it means C value will be not be considered, right?
Yeah, C value will not be calculated. So initially C value is 0. So it will display 0 only. Because initially C value is 0. So it will display 0 only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So then another bit that was wrong, we'll check it.
It is below. Yes, this one.
I equal to 0 for I 1, I plus plus. This will also form an infinite loop.
Ma'am, I think one error can be there. Like first, it is saying int I equal to 0, and in for loop it is I equal to 1. So will it make any
might be actually this should not be there, something wrong here. So but for
Yes.
this particular case it will be infinite loop only.
Okay, ma'am.
For this particular case this is infinite. Maybe if this initialization is not there, I equal to 1 initialization is that, if you have only put a semicolon over here, then in that case 0 greater than 0 will be false, it will come out. In that case it will not be a infinite loop. If this specification is there, this initialization is there, then definitely it will be an infinite loop. I think the answer given is wrong.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
the answer given is wrong in this case. So these two are anyhow infinite loops only, definitely. Whereas for this scenario, it is infinite loop only. The answer given is wrong. Okay. Okay. So any other doubts?
No, ma'am. Which week content we consider for much
Quiz 1.
important for the quiz? Yes.
4th week, optionally. All the weeks will have a carry the same, I think, weightage.
Weightage.
All the weeks
Ma'am,
will
when
have
we will discuss the graded assignment 3.
graded assignment will not be discussed. You might have given the solutions. So go through the
No, ma'am.
solutions. If you have a
Ma'am, of week 3.
week 3 is already last
Because
week
the
we
deadline is over.
week 3 graded assignments will not be discussed. You will be given a solution, detailed solution will be released. So if you have any doubt, you ask me, I will go
Ma'am, I
through the
have doubt
solution
in
given. Go through the solution. If you have any bit doubt, I will clarify it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So here I am going to discuss only practice assessments. Whereas if you want graded assignments, doubts, so you can even ask in the other sessions, practice sessions are there, no other two, like Saturday or somewhere you have a practice session, no? So there you can ask,
Okay.
or in this session also I will clear if the deadline is over.
Ma'am, deadline is over.
Yeah, deadline is over. You ask me the question, specific question, which question you have the doubt in the solution. So they will give you the solution with the explanation. Okay, go through that explanation. If you have a doubt, you can ask that question so that I will answer only that. That's all.
Okay.
Ma'am, are we going to have a Diwali holiday?
No. Generally, we will have the working day for holidays.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I think next week quiz 1 revision sessions will be there, because you have I think 26th is the quiz.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So next week the revision sessions of all the 4 weeks will be there, or some practice questions for quiz 1.
Ma'am, can you suggest any topic until OPP1?
Suggest
Important topics for OPP1.
like
We will do practice.
OPP
There are limited time. Yes.
control statements, up to control statements.
Okay.
4th week. When you have the OPP?
After week 6.
So after
Content.
week 6 means you will have even arrays, other concepts also. Functions.
Date is not given, but I know that I'm from previous term, so I'm know that it happens after week 6 content.
Okay. So you might have given in the calendar, no, when the OPP date and what is the syllabus.
Okay.
Okay, you will have up to that week. Definitely, you will have the questions in all the weeks.
Okay.
Okay, so most probably first week and second week OPP means programming only, no. So first week, second
So
week,
consider from week
there are no
3 to
programs.
week 6.
So it will be from week 3, but week 3 is input and output and formula based programs only. So definitely those will also be covered in week 4. So you have to practice from week 4, week 5, week 6. So from week 4 onwards, you need a lot of practice because control structures are covered from there. So you need to focus from there mostly.
Okay.
Okay. So can I close the session?
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, is there any some resources that we can refer